Matt, Terri Harper and Natasha Jonas headlined last night and certainly stole the show.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it exceeded anyone's expectations, I think it's fair to say. I mean, Team Jonas will say that everyone wrote her off, and that was true to some degree, and myself included. I felt that she'd missed her chance really in professional boxing. She was 36 years old. She'd only had 3 fights in 2 years. She'd had a bad loss a few years ago and a few moderate wins since then. So, you know, everything suggested that Terri Harper was a massive favourite, and she was on the bookies' cards. Everyone thought she was going to win. She had all the momentum. She was 23 years old. She was undefeated. She really bouncing into the fight. Everything suggested Harper was going to win this fight, but I tell you what, Jonas had other ideas. She came out first round. She took that centre of the ring. She was sharp. She was driving that backhand down the middle. And even as the fight got rough and tough and Harper tried to kind of overwhelm her with her youth and her work rate and be aggressive, she stayed composed, she stayed in the pocket, she kept the defence nice and tight, she stayed compact, and she picked the shots. Nice body shot. Body shots were really good. She'd pull out with that short right hook. The uppercuts through the middle were quality. And I don't think a draw was an outrageous decision. It was a very close fight, but I think she was a little bit hard done by. I had her winning, and I think the majority of people thought she did enough to win. And I felt that the body language, and that can be deceiving sometimes, but I felt that the body language of both girls at the final bell, you know, I thought Harper thought she felt lucky to get a draw, and I think Jonas felt unlucky that she didn't get the win.
The rematch seems inevitable. Do you think Jonas can produce that performance again?
I think she can produce the performance again. I don't know if she can improve on that performance, where I think Harper definitely can. I think Harper, and this isn't taking anything away from Jonas, because this isn't about how badly Harper fought. This is about how good Jonas performed. But we're all human. Everyone's human, and she's human too. Even though she's looked superhuman of late coming into it, she's been so on such good form. But you know, I think she didn't give maybe Jonas, as we all did, the respect that maybe she deserved, because there was nothing to suggest that Jonas had that performance in her. There's nothing on the current form going into the fight that suggested Jonas had that performance in her. So you couldn't blame Harper for being a little bit complacent. I think most people would be. So I think Harper probably can improve. I think she certainly, will be up for it next time. And I think Jonas, can she improve? I don't know. I think she can produce the same performance. I think her confidence will be up there now. But you know, that was a hard fight. That would have took a little bit out of both women. But Harper's 23, Jonas is 36.
On the undercard, Chris Billam-Smith dismantled Nathan Thorley. How impressive was that performance?
I mean, he was very impressive. I don't know how good Thorley was. He was undefeated. We know he won a bronze medal in the Commonwealth Games as an amateur. That said, you know, it's only been the last 2 fights that he's moved up from light heavyweight to cruiserweight, and it's a big jump from 12 stone 7 to 14 stone 4. Billam-Smith, he's got better and better the last few fights I've seen him. He was good against Craig Glover. He was really good against Riakporhe as well. I mean, I know he felt he should have got the decision. It was very close. He lost a split decision. Riakporhe, huge puncher. But he started so well. Billam-Smith, he come out, he established the centre of the ring. He straight away, his jab was a purposeful jab. He was slipping both sides. He was, you know, nice rhythm. He was jabbing the body. He was feinting. You know, he was putting that right hand in at the end of the double jab. He went about his business really purposeful, lots of intent, bad intentions. He was sharp right from the get-go. I thought it was an impressive performance.
There's talk of Billam-Smith targeting the European title. Do you think that is his level?
Who knows? You know, but I think Shane McGuigan said in the interview that it was vacant because Okoli had vacated it, and maybe him and Tommy McCarthy could get that, and that'd be a good fight. Tommy McCarthy was a good amateur from Belfast. That'd be a great fight, him and Billam-Smith.
Who do you think would win that fight?
I don't know. I think McCarthy's had a stop-start career. At one stage there, he had a couple of bad knockout defeats, and I didn't think he was going to really come back from it. But he has come back from it. He's kept his belief in himself, and he's improved, and he's gone on and had some really good performances lately. But Billam-Smith, I think, he's got good momentum. He's really in sync with Shane McGuigan. You can see the things they're working on, and it's coming off. He's getting better and better each fight, I think, and he's getting more confident now. And last night will have given him a lot of confidence. You know, to get a knockout victory on a platform like this, and everyone talking about you the next day, you know, it takes you up a few notches, doesn't it? So I think Billam-Smith maybe start favourite, but it's a close one.
Anthony Fowler was too big and too strong for Adam Harper. Who would you like to see him in with next?
Well, I think that's probably the best division domestically. I mean, you've got Anthony Fowler, you've got Ted Cheeseman, you've got Sam Eggington, you've got James Metcalf, you've got Scott Fitzgerald. It's just such a great division. any of those names, would love to see him in with any of them.
Shane McGuigan talked up a European title shot for Fowler. Do you think that's too soon? He's still got a lot of work to do domestically.
Yeah, I do. I think there's a lot of good fighters there domestically. There's a lot of good fights to be made, and I'm not sure that Sergio Garcia is a great fight for Anthony Fowler. Anthony Fowler is very methodical. He likes to, he's strong and he can punch. He's not the quickest, and he likes to get set. And Sergio Garcia is one of those guys who just keeps touching you, moving. And I think he just keep offsetting Fowler. I don't think style-wise that's a good matchup for him.
Looking ahead to next week, Jason Welborn challenges Felix Cash for his Commonwealth title. How do you see that fight going?
I think it's a good fight. I think it's one of those fights, it's a crossroads fight. It depends what Welborn's got left, what ambition he's got left. He's a rugged, tough guy. He's lost fights but comes back. Not the quickest, but he's strong and he can dig. And I actually think middleweight is probably his weight now. Felix Cash, I think if Felix Cash was coming into this fight before the Jack Cullen fight, I think this could be a banana skin for him. But I think the lessons he will have learned in the fight against Jack Cullen, I think he's that bit more battle hardened. And I think also Welborn coming off another loss. I just think the timing of the fight suits Cash, but definitely don't write Jason Welborn off.
You've been in with Jason Welborn. What do you think he can do to trouble Felix Cash?
Well, that's the thing. So I know not to write him off because I did write him off beforehand. I was just more bothered about making super welterweight than the fight. And, he pushed me close. He was rugged, he was determined, he was super up for it. He was tough and gritty. And a man who believes in himself, who's prepared to dig deep in a fight. If you haven't gone there mentally in your head beforehand, if you're not mentally prepared to go to the well that night, it can be a hard night. And I think Felix Cash will need to give Jason Welborn that respect and not overlook him. He needs to realise that Welborn's a tough guy, a mature man, a lot more experienced and has been in with better opponents than he has. But Felix Cash is undefeated, he's younger, he's fresher, he's got good momentum, and he has got that fight against Jack Cullen under his belt, and Cullen come out and stuck it on him. So, he's passed that test, he's ticked that box, he's battle hardened, he's more experienced, more seasoned coming into the fight now, and I think the timing of the fight suits Felix Cash.